Hello and welcome to Dance Teachers Academy. I am your host, Jose on the mic, and with me is a super hot, amazing dancer, Ame. How are you doing?
I am wonderful today. How are you?
That's good, good. I'm doing good, actually. We are actually going to talk about a rather difficult topic.
Difficult topic. How to recover from a divorce.
We've all been through them. Hopefully you have not.
Yes.
Yours specifically, you had your career still going, obviously, and then
Yes, and so the interesting thing, so I'm not going to get into details of what happened, but I will say that it was a real shock because I was really happily married, and I teach a lot of couples. And so it was, nice to have that example of, oh, hey, look at us, married couple, whatever.
Sure.
So
everything's going fine. Look at us.
everything's like, happy as can be. Yeah. So without going into a lot of detail, what a shock, because obviously you can't make up people's minds for them.
No.
Yes, and the thing that the reason I want to talk about this because it really affected every day. As it does other people too. And before I start talking too much about my story, I do want to say there is help out there, and so we're going to scroll that right away on the screen, thanks to my super hot tech guy, Jose on the mic, at divorcecare.org. This is an absolutely wonderful program, organization, and all you have to do is go on, Google divorcecare.org, and you simply put in your zip code, and it will tell you where they're holding the program. Now, it is held in churches, but you don't have to be of a certain faith to benefit from it. Faith does come into it, but it is different psychologists talking, okay. And then you break into small groups. And it's people that are going through the same things that you're going through, sometimes not, but you get an opportunity to talk about what's going on. Because
vent your situation?
Yes, and in my situation, I couldn't, nor did I want to talk about it for a long time because it's painful. It rocks your world.
It does.
You and I have gone through divorce, so it is so difficult, and I had no idea until I was going through it. So what was particularly difficult for a dance teacher, a dance instructor, is we have to show up in a good mood every day.
Yeah, otherwise, your students are going to pick up on the fact that you're
correct
not having a good day.
Right. Okay. So, they come in and they pay a really top dollar for their lessons for you to get them in a good mood in a lot of ways. Now, I'm not saying that you should always hide your feelings, and so many of my students were supportive in that time, but it just really was so challenging because you're focusing on couples and how to make their romance better, or preparing someone. And in my case, a lot of wedding couples, and it was quite painful.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So this is just from my point of view, in just terms of dancing and instructing. What feelings did you have, and what things did you do to overcome?
I've never went to like a divorce care sort of thing. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I never even didn't think about it. You're just kind of one of those things where, your typical guy where, you just suppress the feelings and you keep going.
I was just going to say.
That and a good bit of alcohol, unfortunately.
Yes, which we don't promote that.
No, we do not.
Yes, because
there is no, I'll be honest with you, there is no answer at the bottom of the bottle. It's just fun getting there.
Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's.
Yeah. Well, there is that.
And it's tempting. It's tempting to turn to, I know I did, turn to drinks to try to suppress the hurt.
Sure.
Doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't really work.
And you wake up in the morning and, the whole dry heaving thing, that's never fun. And, of course, your head's splitting. So, you just go right back to it. To figure, hey, it's the only way to avoid the hangover is to get drunk again. And with a situation like, with the divorce, it stings. And so you, I found myself wanting to get, drunk just so I wouldn't be thinking about it.
Exactly. Yeah, that you're trying to forget about it. Unfortunately, it sort of brings it to the surface more.
Yeah, well, I kind of did that,
Yes. And I've seen people around me at the same time that I was divorcing. You get into conversation and find out, they're going through some tough times too, and you can really see some people that were spiraled down, with
that's
alcohol.
putting it mildly, yes.
Yes, and so I just want to say, if you can reach out to that organization, or maybe a good friend or family, something that they did say in divorce care that was so helpful, and I was at that time going, why do they keep saying that? Don't isolate. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to. But of course, that's exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, go hide under a rock somewhere.
Isolate. And they just said, don't isolate. Yeah, and so it's good to get out, walk around, get some sunshine,
talk
journaling,
to people.
get a team around you, professionals if you need it. There's nothing wrong with that. I like to get psychological help, an expert. You don't want to always, turn to someone maybe next to you at the bar. They're going to give you advice that may or may not be good. Maybe you want to get advice of a professional.
You get what you pay for, so, If you're drinking, $2.50 or $3 pints of beer out there, yeah, that's kind of the advice that you're going to get.
Yeah, and I think it is different to a man and a woman deal with.
Oh, clearly, yeah.
Yes, so you're not talking about suppressing and just moving on, and suck it up. Basically, cry.
Suck it up, man.
Yeah.
Funny for me, it was just, hey, okay, once you get over the initial, the hurt, the anger, because you run the gambit of feelings.
That is true, because it's a loss just like a death. And I thought it was funny too, because I was speaking with a group, and they're like, it's like a death, only nobody died.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted them to.
You only wish they had.
But you said you go through those feelings.
You do go through all those feelings. For me, I just started to, started talking to people.
Yeah.
Mostly females, but yeah, had my buddies and everything like that. They knew I was going through it, and just hang out with them. It's like they say, don't isolate. That's the first thing. I didn't go hide. Didn't go hide in a closet or anything. I kept being seen. But you kind of
wanted to.
Oh yeah, absolutely, which is all the more reason why I kept going out.
Right.
That I didn't want to be home. That was the other one.
Right. But it is really important to get out and.
I highly recommend it. Get out and start talking to people, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hide.
Yes.
That doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so I just think that I would never have had the kind of empathy I have for people that are going through a divorce if I had not gone through it myself.
Yeah, that is. It's unfortunate that the experience that you gain from that ultimately does help somebody else, so you can kind of pass that on. It's like, hey, listen, this happened to me. I know what it feels like. It sucks.
Yeah, and so we wanted to talk about it because there is recovery after divorce, and there is restoration, and sometimes even romance. All the R words.
Yeah, whatever do you mean?
Whatever do you mean? Yes, and so it's exciting to to know that there is a positive future and I do recommend getting positive help, but it's not easy. And for a dance instructor, sometimes the breakup of a marriage in terms of a dance relationship is also the breakup of a dance partnership. So now it's tenfold, because you've got business together. That's your dance partner. You have your lives so intertwined. You're intertwined anyway when you're married. Mm-hmm. And so when it just feels like, a limb has been ripped from you, when you divorce. I'm not going to paint it as an easy thing.
It is not an easy thing.
Yes, and you know, and sometimes, especially if someone's not in a safe situation, they should. It's really important to be safe and to protect yourself if you have children.
Oh,
too.
definitely.
I say that because that would be definitely a reason not to be with somebody if there's some, you know, physical abuse going there. You must protect yourself.
Clearly, you need to get out of that situation.
Right. But if it's not that situation, and it, you know, I do recommend trying to repair it if possible. But for example, in my situation, that wasn't gonna happen.
No.
But if you can work it out, that would be great. But if not, I want to just say there is great hope in the future. You do have to just feel the feelings. You can't make them.
You can't make them go.
I know. I was like, okay, all right. How much time is this going to take? Come on. Let's get past this. And
move past this.
Yeah. So
no, you have to. It's a process.
It is a process.
It is an entire process.
It's a grieving.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, and like you said, just like there's the stages of grief, there's it's a loss.
Yeah, clearly, yeah. You know, you have to get over the hurt, then you have to get over the anger that hits you, then you have to get over the you know, the blaming, and I think that's one of the things that I did was I didn't go and look to point fingers. I'm like, okay, I could have done this better, I could have done that better, and that basically kept me from you know, the playing the oh boy it's me bit.
Sure.
So
accept
your responsibility in that, and that's going to help the healing go a whole lot faster. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, and that's not easy. But
no,
that's
it is not.
Important.
You got to be. Yeah, you got to look in the mirror real solid, man, and go, okay, you did this, you did that, you could have done this.
Yes.
That's going to help the process will move along a whole lot faster.
I think that's an important point, the responsibility, and then I feel like that has to also be balanced with.
Oh, clearly, yes.
Yeah, because you could tip it over too far to.
Yeah.
I should have done this. I should have done. I could have been more of this. And sometimes you're doing everything possible, and it's just someone else
doesn't want to be there.
Made a decision.
Yep.
And yeah, so but it is. I think that's a super important point. What was my responsibility in this? So that in your future relationships, you can, you know, come to the table wiser, stronger.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not easy to look at yourself in the mirror and.
No.
Yeah.
But you got to have, you know, you got to do it. It's part of the process.
That's true. That's true. So, what's some of the best advice you got from some friends or family as you were?
Basically what I just went through. I mean, they said, hey, you know what? It's it takes two. So something happened, you know, this was going on, or did you notice this? And I'm like, yeah, you have to take responsibility. As soon as you do that, man, all of a sudden you're like, wow, it's like a weight got off of you. So your mindset changes then, and now you can actually almost start to feel the healing.
Yes.
By stepping up and going, okay, you know, my part was this. This is what I could have done better. Or, you know, I tried to do this, you know, and it didn't work, but at least I tried to do this.
That's important.
That's
the
other
like
one.
That you've tried everything you possibly could to
And I'm not kidding you. It's all, I mean, it was almost, you can feel the weight come off of you.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. So.
It's like adult information there. You gotta be a big boy and girl.
You gotta put your big boy pants on.
Big boy pants.
Yeah,
yes.
Gotta put your big boy pants on, and you know, otherwise you're just gonna sit there and wallow in whatever misery you're causing yourself.
Yeah, you know, I'm listening to what you're saying, and then as I'm thinking about it as you're talking to me, and you're right, because otherwise you'll get stuck in.
Yeah.
He did that. She did that.
Yeah.
That
doesn't
bleep and bleep, bleep and bleep.
Yeah,
right.
No,
that's not gonna heal you.
That's not gonna. You're not gonna get in there. You're spinning your wheels there.
Right.
So you're never gonna get past the the whole thing. I'm like, okay, there is no healing that's gonna happen without you just sitting there going, okay, stop carrying this box of rocks around.
Yes.
Put them down.
Yeah. Yeah, and so for the dance partnerships that break up too. I know that I've had dance partnerships in the past when they broke up and you just feel like you're on a world stage. Everyone's watching and knowing about your breakup, and that can be very challenging and hard, because the last thing you want to do, I think, at first is to talk about it. So the fact that people know about it, you're like, and they're looking at me funny. So you just have to really focus on yourself and, all right, what can I do to make this day better? Because there's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days. And something that I thought was very helpful to me, the knowledge of this, and I did learn this in divorce care.
So it does work.
I really believe in it. It was so helpful. Being ambushed by grief. So, meaning that, you're going along and you're having a great day and you feel like,
all of a sudden the clouds appear.
Well, all of a sudden you just, it's like someone hits you on the side of the head with grief and you don't really know where that came from. So the frustration of that is because you can feel like, hey, I thought I was doing pretty good and now I've gone back a few steps, when the reality is you are doing good, but that is just part of the process.
It's part of the process.
Yes. So things like that may happen where you are just, things are starting to, pick up, put back together, moving on, and then boom, and you're like, wait, what just happened? I thought I was doing good here. And you are, but that's it. So that was an interesting knowledge to know, because otherwise you think you're going crazy.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's nice to know that somebody's like, hey, listen, there may be, some minor setbacks. I mean, but that's natural. Don't worry about it. Push through it. You'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Because, like I said, if you're sitting there, everybody's, moving along real good, and all of a sudden, bang, where'd that come from? I could see that being unsettling.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see that. Yeah, they never told me any of that. I guess it's because I wasn't going to divorce care, church-based or not. I was doing the vodka thing myself, self-medicating. Mm-hmm. So, no, it didn't help. Didn't help.
Yeah, and it's important to talk about, because, I know I had some wine. I did.
Copious amounts of wine.
Well, yes, and it just... you just try and get through every day. So, you have a day like that, don't kick yourself, but just try to do better every day. And
sometimes the dragon wins, man. That's what you keep telling yourself.
Yes. But I can't say I'm glad I went through that, but in many ways, if I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't have been doing some of the things I'm doing right now, or meeting people that I know now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, continuing different parts of my dance career that I wouldn't have had an opportunity to do because it wouldn't have worked in the relationship that I had before. So,
okay.
Yeah. So it's like...
it's a win-win for you.
Yeah, I feel like, it is a win-win.
It is a win-win.
Well, so I like to think about the beautiful flowers and trees and things that grow after maybe a volcanic eruption, because that earth, that lava-rich earth, is providing so many nutrients for all these beautiful new flowers. So
there you go.
Yeah, so my garden is blooming.
I got to go tend to her garden. All righty. Well, unless you have other nuggets out there that you would like to share with our viewing audience.
I just wanted to talk about it, and I did want to talk about it with a guest, but it's such a hard topic. I didn't know if I wanted to put someone
in that situation. It's a bit heavy, to put somebody in a situation like that.
You talk about one of your worst things that ever happened to you. Go.
Like,
and so,
that's not
It
fair.
might come up. It might come up, but I thought, well, we'll just talk about it because we both went through it, recovered, now thriving, and excited about
So
life.
there is hope out there for those of you.
There's hope. And so just reach out. Don't isolate.
Don't isolate.
Yes, and reach out for some really good, solid help. I wish everyone the best that's going through that, because it's not easy.
No, it is not. All right. With that, we'd like to thank our viewers for spending another episode with us. This is Jose on the mic, and this has been another episode of Dance Teachers Academy.
God bless.